Like if you go there and try and make like other people's life easier, they're going to appreciate it. So yeah, just kind of working hard, trying your best to make sure that everything is like considered, and like considering like the other subcontractors that you have to work in with as well, and just making sure what you're doing isn't gonna like hinder somebody else. Yeah, so I think that's probably the main thing. Literally just like thinking about other people and making sure that you're not going to put anyone else out, and kind of just like working together. We do have to all work together to make everything work properly, and kind of just being like considerate of other people's work as well. Like, if you put a lot of pride into your work, like probably people are going to be putting pride into their work as well. So just making sure that what you're doing isn't going to like, make anyone else's life harder, really.
Hello and welcome. You're listening to Constructing Mindsets. I'm your host, Vincent Saunders. This is all about changing the way we talk about the construction industry. Whether you're on the tools or supporting others behind the scene, we are hearing from the people who are shining their light and making a difference. Thanks for joining us. Let's get into the episode. I'm talking to Eleanor Gleeson, aka Ellie the Electrician. It's my wife came across your Instagram and was like, oh my gosh, look at this woman doing this great stuff. Electrical space, like you should talk to her, and reached out to you, and here we are. So yeah, thanks for coming on. So just going through sort of your origin story of your career when you came into construction, what drew you to being an electrician?
Yeah, so even like further back from that, like before being a flight attendant, I was actually a ballerina. So I was a ballet dancer. Random. Yeah, so I basically left school early, and I went and did like full-time ballet training for 4 years. And I was like living in Melbourne for 3 years by myself. So I moved out of home really young. I was 16, and I moved to Christchurch by myself. So I feel like, yeah, I like learned a lot through that. Just a lot of like resilience, I think, which is kind of like translated through my journey to where I am now. Yeah, so I was a ballet dancer, and then I stopped that, got a job at Air New Zealand working as a flight attendant, loved that. And then obviously COVID hit, and then I got made redundant. So from there, like, yeah, that's where the resilience really like came in, and I just had to like dig deep and keep going. Yeah, through lockdown, I stayed with some friends in Tauranga actually. I went down there, stayed in Papamoa, and we were going to Te Puke every day and working in a kiwi fruit pack house through lockdown. Yeah, so we did that, which kept us busy and made like the lockdown go a lot quicker. And then I wanted to come back to Auckland because like a lot of my family live up here. So I was just like desperately applying for jobs. And I had some family working at Bunnings, so I started working there. So yes, I was working at Bunnings for like a year or so full time. Which was really cool. I had a really good job there. Yeah, I just kind of felt like I wanted to do something a little bit more. I've always like had like a big drive to just like learn new things, and keep learning and growing. So I really wanted to do something else. And like through those other lockdowns that we had in Auckland, I met two of our neighbours were electricians, and yeah, I was just kind of thinking about something else to do. I actually almost went and did physio at uni. Applied to go to AUT and I got in, but I yeah, I wasn't completely sold on it. I guess I kind of just thought that that would be a good job. And then I was literally like, why am I considering doing this? Like, just because I think it'll be a good job, and like ending up with a student loan when I could literally go and do a trade. I kind of just went out on a whim, and I just started emailing local companies around my area. So I think I emailed probably like five or six. Like I didn't even know if they would like advertise for jobs, but that's literally how I got my first job when I was like 16, is I just like emailed places. And I just said, hey, like, not sure if you're hiring, but I'm looking for a job. So I was basically like, yeah, I'm working at Bunnings. I want to do a Sparky apprenticeship. Like, putting it out there, sent my CV, and then, yeah, got an interview at the company that I'm working for now. And yeah, I think they interviewed two people, and then I got the job. And yeah, here I am. I've been working for them for, yes, 3.5 years, done my whole apprenticeship with them. Yeah. So pretty crazy.
Pretty phenomenal story, or like Yeah, pretty phenomenal story. Like, do your parents or anyone in your family, are they from construction background or building background or trade background, or were you just like? I guess my question is like, how did you choose to be an electrical apprentice? What drew you to that?
I know, it's really bizarre, especially from what I was doing beforehand. But yeah, I think really like my partner, he did building. He's a quantity surveyor now, but he did like a building apprenticeship. To be honest, I don't really know. I think it was more just like, yeah, our neighbors were electricians, and I think I just kind of got the idea through that. Yeah, and then I guess as well, like I did think about maybe doing building, but I was like, oh, I feel like being a sparky is probably like a bit easier for myself, not being like as much like labor intensive, but also as well at school. I like, even though I left school early and I went and did dancing, I loved science. So I did like in year 12, I did physics, chem, and bio. So I loved science and I really loved physics. So I guess I was like, oh, well, I really enjoyed physics at school, and you like kind of do a little bit of that electrical, so I was like, we'll give it a go.
Really, no, yeah, I've never done electrical work, electrician work. So yeah, my background's like building and stuff as well. And like, yeah, I don't know, like did you do like with your apprenticeship, did you go to like night school, like other classes outside of just working on site? Like, what does that look like for somebody who's maybe wanting to become an electrician?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different ways that you can do it. I was really lucky. My boss sent me to day school, which is like called day release. In Auckland, there's a few different places you can do it through, but basically I went to Unitec in Mount Albert, and we would go every second week for a day instead of going to work. So that was really good. And we just go there and do like all of our assessments. There's quite a lot of like bookwork that you have to do for a Sparky apprenticeship. So yeah, we would go and do that there. And then you also have like assessments that you do on the job as well. So that was all your off job stuff. So that was like, yeah, doing your theory work, and then you do your on job, which is basically like proving that you can do the work as well. And then, yeah, so I, yeah, did that. And then you can also do night class, which some people do, and they go once a week yeah, they go every week for night class, and I think it's like 2 hours or so. Yeah, so there's a couple different ways that you can do it. But yeah, there is quite a bit of theory that you have to do for a Sparky apprenticeship. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think when I did my building apprenticeship, there was like maybe 4 or 5 like manila folder books type thing.
Yeah.
Like, like, is that the amount of
Yeah.
paperwork you guys do? I see,
No.
that'd be a bit more than that, I think, for
Yeah.
Sparky.
Well, again, like it kind of changes every year, sort of thing. So when I did it, we had 24 books, our off-job books, but then we also did assessments at Unitec, and I don't know how many we did there. So enough for 3 years of going every second week to do assessments. Then our exams.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that is a lot different. That is a lot more than building. And like with those assessments at Unitech, like I don't know, this isn't really in the script. I'm just asking this because I don't know. But like, are those assessments at Unitech your like actual assessments, or like do you have on-site assessments like on a job you're working on, like the assessor comes out and looks at your stuff as well, or is it all at Unitech?
So they wouldn't actually come to site because I know that, like, obviously being on site, like I see a lot of the building,
Yeah,
like BCRTO, they come and you
yeah,
actually show them what you do.
yeah.
We didn't do any of that stuff. You basically, it's like all kind of like theory. So it's the same sort of thing, except you don't actually show them, but you kind of like prove it by having plans and like test results, and photos. They do a lot of photos now. Mine were all like paper booklets, but now the Sparkies, are doing like online. So they have to post a lot more photos to kind of show their work that way. Yeah.
When I did mine, I had to like print out the photos and like stick them in my BCITO book. Like when you started your apprenticeship, was it what you expected of the construction industry? Like when you got into it with like no real background?
Yeah, I feel like I've been really lucky. Like I've had such a good experience. My mum was quite worried, I think. I guess maybe just because of like what you would hear from the construction industry. And obviously there's not a lot of
Hmm.
females working there.
Hmm.
So I think she was silently a little bit like, what's going on? And like even my auntie as well, she was like, "Oh, like, have you always wanted to be an electrician?" Like, it was a really like I think a lot of people like close to me were kind of like, "What the heck?" But it obviously ended up like working out, and everyone now is like, "Oh, this is so cool." But yeah, I think at the time it was just so random because of what I'd been doing previously that everyone was just a bit like shook. Yeah, and but I was super keen. I was really excited. And yeah, I really went in with no idea of what to expect. Yeah, but no, it all worked out really well. And I think, yeah, I think I was just really lucky with my company that I worked with and the people that I was working with there, the jobs that we were doing, and like also the builders that we were working for. Like they've all always been really nice and really supportive. Like I've had a couple of situations where like I guess being a female has kind of been like, or I've had a few like comments, not anything like bad, but more just like, yeah, just like, oh, she's a girl, she doesn't know, what she's talking about, kind of thing. Yeah, in general, like it's literally that's only been like a few times, or like when people have, yeah, they just don't think that I'm like there to work. Yeah, or like being asked if I'm like my boss's daughter. I'm like, no, I'm just his worker. Like, just yeah, random stuff like that, but nothing like bad. I've been really lucky, yeah, considering and compared to like other people. But yeah, so yeah, I had no idea what to expect, but yeah, it was really, really cool. I feel like when I first started, I was like, oh, this is like so cool. Like, it's crazy. Like we're putting wires in the wall because I don't know. I guess you just like turn on a light switch and the lights turn on. You're like, oh, cool. Like you don't really think about it that much. But then, yeah, I was literally like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Like we're making all this stuff work. Like this is so cool. Yeah. So I feel like I've always wanted to like learn how things work. So I think that was really like the coolest thing for me at the beginning. I was like, wow, this is like so crazy. Um, yeah. So yeah, I was just real like green, but excited. I was like, this is really cool. Yeah.
Another question I had, you mentioned how this company kind of supported you, obviously coming into the industry. What does that look like from your point of view? Like, how did they make you feel, sort of super empowered?
I think like multiple times I got told that, like they had my back and they'll always just even that. Literally it doesn't have to be anything much, but just like making, yeah, people aware that you, yeah, are supporting them and you believe in them. It's literally, yeah, it makes such a
Kind of
difference.
reinforcing that over again, not just like one time as soon as you start the job. It's like, hey, we're here for you. And then you never
Yeah.
hear that ever again type thing. Just
Mm.
reinforcing that that company is there for you.
Yeah, and then just always like making it like, evident as well that if you needed to reach out, you can. Just making it like a safe space to like talk about things that if you needed to. Yeah.
What does a typical day look like for you, like as a qualified electrician at the moment?
Yeah, so at the moment I've been working on the same site pretty much every day. So we get there for like 7:30. And then, yeah, at the moment we are like in between, like kind of at the end of the pre-wire. So we're like, yeah, doing like those little finishing touches, making any changes that the architects might have made. Um, and yeah, just basically getting ready for lining, which is pretty exciting. So yeah, kind of just like running any cables that we might need to if things have been added, making sure everything's nice and tidy, and yeah, just kind of going through the plans and making sure that everything's like in order so that it's ready. Double checking things to make sure that we don't have any issues later down the line. Yeah, so just stuff like that. So at the moment, yeah, we're just kind of wrapping up. And then also, it's like a house with two buildings. So one of the buildings has already been lined. So we're kind of working through, yeah, do after it's been lined. So like getting all our cables ready and um, testing and things ready for fit offs. Yeah, that's kind of what we're up to at the moment. Yeah, so just spend like the whole day at the site unless anything else pops up. Yeah, and then we usually leave at 4:30 and yeah.
What's your favorite part, or like what's your favorite process, from sort of starting on site to finishing site? Like, what's your favorite part of the job?
Yeah, it's a really hard question. I really like a lot. I like a lot of it. I really like the pre-wire because it's quite like satisfying to get all the cabling in and like make it look really nice and tidy and neat. So like that's quite fun. And it's also like quite physical. It does like it is quite like busy. And then yeah, I mean obviously like fit off is really fun because you're making everything work. So then everything looks really cool. Like making all the lights work and doing all the fun stuff. At the end. Yeah, obviously really lucky with the jobs that I've been doing. Like we get to do like cool pendants and LEDs and like landscape lighting and stuff like that. So that's really fun. Also, yeah, I like doing switchboards, so that's fun as well. Yeah, so it's hard to pick a favorite. I like a lot of things for different reasons.
What is your approach on site or maybe in the office when things don't go to plan for you? Sort of how do you work through that? Like what's your process to solve the problem basically?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a bit of a panicker sometimes, but I think it is good because yeah, I'm just like yeah, so I get a bit anxious. I feel like it is good because it does make you a bit more like on top of things because you worry about things that might happen that probably never really end up happening like that. So you kind of cover your bases a bit more. But yeah, I suppose yeah, you just have to try and think of like one step at a time and just take it back, break it down, try not to panic, Yeah, but yeah, literally like yeah, the best way is just to like do by step, and then yeah, just take it back and try and yeah, think logically through everything to figure out yeah what the issue is.
Talking through some of your sort of good stuff and positive moments, and I did want to maybe just touch on like how Instagram came into your like how that all
Mm.
started as well. But yeah, I guess just with connection and culture on site, like how do you find or build strong relationships in the industry?
Yeah, I guess just I reckon just by like being yourself and yeah, just go there and work hard and yeah, just literally just like do your best and try and like make it easier for other people. Like if you go there and try and make like other people's life easier, they're going to appreciate it. So yeah, just kind of working hard, trying your best to make sure that everything is like considered and like considering like the other subcontractors that you have to work in with as well, and just making sure that you're not what you're doing isn't gonna like hinder somebody else. Yeah, so I think that's probably the main thing. Literally just like thinking about other people and making sure that you're not going to put anyone else out and kind of just like working together. Because, yeah, we do have to all work together to make everything work properly. Yeah, just kind of just being like considerate of other people's work as well. Like, if you put a lot of pride into your work, like probably people are going to be putting pride into their work as well. So just making sure that what you're doing isn't going to like, make anyone else's life harder, really. Yeah.
Amazing point that. Do you feel if you go out of your way to make someone's life easier, they will return that most of the time or not so much all of the time, depending on who it is and maybe the contractor?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like at the end of the day, like we all kind of have to work together and you can kind of, if something looks bad, like if something looks bad, then that's gonna look bad for everyone, It's kind of reflects on everyone. And especially because like, like in a bathroom, like we have to work with the plumbers and yeah, if something doesn't look good, then the light's probably going to light it up and make it look worse. So, yeah, I guess, yeah, I think so. And I think it's important, like, and I think people appreciate it as well if you make an effort to, yeah, just make everyone else's life easier as well. It makes your life easier too, because if you're considering these things, like, it's literally going to help you out at the end.
What kind of people do you try and surround yourself with, like in the industry? You've kind of touched on it already, like extending your relationships with like wider people in the industry. Like, sort of, what are you wanting to achieve with maybe building like a new relationship in the industry?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, like, wherever you end up, if you have good relationships with people in the industry, you can kind of call on them later. Yeah, and yeah, we've worked with some really cool people and it's like always nice to like see them again on another job. If you've worked with them on another job and then you see them on the next one, like it's always nice because you've already built up that relationship with them. And it kind of makes it easier like to bring back to what I was saying before, because if you know someone and you've had a good like, relationship with them in the past on the next job, then you kind of just build on it even more and you kind of yeah then because you know each other you're a bit more considerate and you kind of know how they work as well. So it makes it definitely like easier down the line. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's quite cool as well. Like, I guess kind of like with the social media, like it is nice to connect with people through the industry through that. But obviously there's not that many females. It's definitely like becoming to be a lot of more, but like I don't come across that many when I'm actually working. So like being able to connect with others like through social media is yeah, pretty cool. Just yeah, just to like chat about things and hear about how other people are going. Yeah, it's really nice as well. Yeah.
With your Instagram, that's how I sort of got in contact with you. What kind of made you wanting to start that up?
Yeah, I suppose like there's like quite a lot of other people doing it, obviously.
Hmm.
And yeah, just a bit of fun, really. Just yeah, it's yeah, just fun like making little videos and posting them and like sharing your work is really cool. And yeah, I guess just like being it's kind of like yeah, just like showing that you're like proud of what you're doing and it is really cool to be able to see like what other people are doing as well. Yeah, so just kind of making those connections and I guess just building on that. And it's just another way for you to do it. And I suppose as well, yeah, like as I say before, like I don't come across many females. So literally being able to like different people like in different countries even like just from your
Yeah.
phone is pretty crazy, so it's cool to yeah see what other people are up to like and yeah just like make connections with people throughout the world. Like it's pretty buzzy.
So do you have like other females in the industry like messaging you directly through your Instagram?
Yeah, just like yeah, random ones. I have a actually like I have a good family friend that she is a Sparky as well, so I do have her. But yeah, like yeah, just it's yeah, it's really weird. Like, well, it's not really weird. It's like really yeah, you'll just like message someone and you'll just become friends, even though you don't know them.
No,
Um,
yeah.
you haven't met them in person, but yeah, you'll just like message and be like, oh, like what do you do? Like, where are you working and what do you get up to? And it's cool because there's so many like different avenues as well, like that you can do. Even just like being a Sparky, like you can do heaps of different work. So there's like that, but then there's also like obviously there's a whole bunch of different trades as well, and
Hmm.
everyone's whoever's on there, you're just kind of connecting and just seeing what everyone else is getting up to. Yeah, and it just makes you like more knowledgeable, I think, of like what's going on in the industry, like
Mm.
throughout the world. Like it's yeah, pretty cool. And like also as well, like with electrical, there's a lot of like differences between countries. So then, yeah, you can see like how people do stuff in like America and stuff, which is so different to here. So it's pretty interesting too.
Yeah, like I think when I started this, like my Constructing Mindsets Instagram page, I hadn't been on Instagram in like a long, long time. And then like putting my videos out, like the algorithm just like starts sending you all these other trades. And I was just like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
there's so many people that are just putting their work on Instagram, and you find like you kind of find trades that you like didn't really know how specific some of those trades can be.
yeah,
Yeah, like it is
definitely.
quite cool to see and meet a lot of different people.
And just like get ideas as well, like
Hmm.
ideas from other
Yeah.
people and like inspiration. Yeah, yeah, it's just cool.
Awesome. And yeah, do you have like what's a moment that has made you proud in your career so far?
Yeah, I did like a really cool house last year, which is a really nice project. Yeah, so I just love doing that. It's probably like honestly that I just have so many good memories about that house. I love that house. Yeah, so probably that. Like I just love that house and there was so many cool like components in it that I did and yeah, also the clients that I was working for were so nice and yeah, it was just like such overall like such a good experience, like really nice clients, like beautiful house, really fun. Yeah, and I feel like as well like it pushed me a lot to learn more. Yeah, and yeah, so just good memories of that house. It's yeah, definitely my favorite that I've done. Yeah, it was like a really nice architectural house, so that was
Hmm.
really cool to do. So probably that. Yeah, I'm definitely really proud of that house. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be many more to come. But yeah, that's definitely yeah, my I would say yeah, for now.
Should I ask this question earlier actually? What's the work you're predominantly doing? Is it just residential sort of architectural builds?
Yeah, so mainly just like residential, yeah, like architectural builds, and then also like some like renovations and stuff, and like a bit of service work here and there, but like mostly architectural builds at the moment, which is yeah, really cool, really fun.
How long might you be on site there for, like in a big like architectural residential? Like, what's your kind of time on site there? 'Cause
Yeah, so I've been on this house like pretty much every day so far this kind of year. There's been here and there where I've gone to different things, but yeah, I've started there in like January, and I mean, it's a massive house and a lot involved in the job. So yeah, I guess it kind of depends on the size of the house and how much work is involved. Yeah, when you get to some of the more architectural stuff, there's a lot more lighting and things involved, which will like take you more time. Like if you're not just doing like normal downlights and things. Yeah, when there's a lot more components, obviously it takes more time. Yeah. So it kind of depends on the house.
looking ahead, like for yourself, what are your sort of dreams for the industry or yourself sort of going forward? Like,
Enjoy doing the architectural builds. Yeah, it's not just like your average house, obviously. So, yeah, it's definitely challenging. And yeah, you have to like kind of learn as you go because every house has something different, like a different light that might have to be wired a different way or yeah, installed a different way. So you're kind of continuously learning, which is really what I like doing. So I definitely want to keep doing more of those. It's also just like they end up being like the most beautiful houses. So it's just really inspiring as well. You know, you're like working in one, you're like, well, I want to live in a house like this. So yeah, so it just kind of inspires you to like keep working hard and it's really cool as well. Like you can kind of see things that you like in a house and then see things that you don't like and you know, when you maybe get to have a yeah, you can like piece together the best parts of all the houses you've worked in. Hopefully, and then you'll have like the best house ever. Yeah.
oh, nice. What do you think would make this a better place for everybody to work in?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I feel like, yeah, it's nothing I would really change personally. I think it's coming back to what I said before, like I have just been really, really lucky and had a really good experience, and I hope that that keeps happening for me for the rest of my career. But yeah, yeah, I mean, it's always going to be different for everyone, but yeah, I think I've just been lucky, and yeah, I really enjoy what I'm doing, and yeah, the people I work with are awesome.
Oh, amazing. Where could people find or connect with you if they wanted to get in touch with you?
Yeah, so through my Instagram, Electrician. I'm on there. Yeah, just yeah, message me on there, and yeah, always happy to like answer people's questions or like yeah, give any advice or anything. Yeah, because I think it is. I suppose yeah, if you haven't like grown up with anyone who's been in the construction industry, like it is hard to kind of know what the go is. So yeah, so just like fun. But there's honestly so many like people that you can find, and like everyone is generally like really, yeah, supportive and like happy to answer questions. I'm sure. For like the other industries as well, it is. Yeah, heaps of people like working in all the trades that if you just reach out and yeah, ask any questions, like most people will be more than happy to help, I'm sure. Yeah.
It's like the hardest part to like take that first step. Like I know for me, like it took me about a year and a half, maybe 2 years to actually start putting these out because it took me so long to just get the confidence to actually to do the first thing. But it's like, that's the hardest thing. But once you reach out and do it, hopefully the rest of it falls into place.
Yeah, do you mean for the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure. But literally, like, the worst that can happen is they maybe don't reply or they say no, you know? And then literally you're like, no, okay, whatever.
Any final thoughts from yourself or sort of any questions, I don't know, for me, or did you want to share a special story or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head right now. But yeah, no, I just wanted to say like, yeah, thanks so much for reaching out. It's been really fun to chat. Yeah, no, it's really cool. I mean, like, there's not many. I mean, I love listening to podcasts at work. It's pretty much what I do every day. I love listening to podcasts. So like, it's really cool that you've started this. Yeah, it's going to give me more things to listen to.
Dan, that's it for today's episode of Constructing Mindsets. Remember, every conversation is a chance to shift the culture of construction. Reviews are always appreciated. Until next time, take care and keep showing up with good energy.